Okay, so now that we're ready for the top chords, we're ready to make these two pieces here, this one here and this one here. But these are cut at a different angle because these are what I call plumb cuts. A plumb is vertical, up and down. So we have to cut them on an angle, but in the trade they're actually called plumb cuts, so that when they are installed, that end is plumb, so it's vertical, and this end will be plumb, so it's vertical. So these are what are known as plumb cuts. Now, we know the measurement from here to here is 225 millimetres, okay? And we're going to make two of them. So what you're going to need to do is get one of the long pieces of timber that we used for the studs. They're approximately 700 millimetres, and we should be able to get at least these two, and we'll see if we can get some of that webbing out of it. But what we need to do first of all is we need to put another cut in our box. So we need to do the other angle. So if we just measure, I'm just going to measure about 25 millimetres and put that on there. And I'm just going to bring my set square to here. So there's my 25 millimetre mark, because I want to make sure that I'm going to set up a jig so that when you cut them, every time you cut them, just like your studs, they'll be exactly the same length. So that's my angle there. I want to make sure I cut down there, and I want to make sure I cut down there. So hopefully I'm not in the way. So all I need to do with this long piece, I'm just going to cut the end off it. Let's get it to that angle, we don't need that anymore. I'm just going to cut that end off. And once again we want minimum wastage. It's done. Now our measurement from there to there was 225. So our measurement from here to here was 225. So I'm going to measure 225. 225, which is there. And using my little offcut, you've got to make sure you get your cut the right way. So once again, it's going to be the same way as that one. So it's going to be, we're going to cut it this way. From there, I'm going to use this as my template. So that's going to sit in there like that. Now the trick to making them all exactly the same length is what you'll need to do. Put this in here, line up your line. Line up your line, just do a little cut, just a little cut, because we're going to make a stop at the other end. So what we'll do is, I've got a little cut there, I'm just going to hold my saw in there for the minute, then all I need is a screw and a drill. And I'm going to screw the screw right at the end there, so that stops this piece of timber coming all the way through. So all you need is a screw, put it against the timber, so that it, every time you put it in, it'll stop there, and you can cut it at exactly the same spot every time. So I've got that little screw in here, so then it's just a matter of cutting that, and I've got one piece. That's what the screw looks like. So the next piece I'll put in here, like this, and it'll sit there, and that's exactly the spot that I'm going to cut it at. So I should have two. exactly the same. Now, they're going to go on there, one like that, and one like that. And these are going to marry up here. Okay? So once you've got them done, just check your template. You want to make sure it's sitting nicely. Something like that. A bit of a gap at the top there, but that's okay. That's just my cutting. Then, using a staple gun, all you need to do, hold it down, staple it together. Get these sides to work. And the same with the top. Okay. Now this piece here, because you've already got this piece cut on that angle, all you need to do is, if you want to make sure it's near the centre, all you want to do is line it up. So we want to do here. So we want to cut that off. So I can do that. Can I do that in here? No, I can't do that in here because that screw's in the way, so I might have to go the other way. I might have to do it like this. So that'll go there. Now, you need to make another one, so you need two exactly the same, but I don't have the angle cut. So I'm just going to quickly cut an angle again. And then I'm going to use that as my template. I'm going to cut that off. Can't get it in there this time. No, I can't, so I'm going to have to do it this way again. If you make all your blocks the same, it makes it much easier. There we go. So once you get on here, put them in there, push them across, Now if they don't fit in exactly the middle, doesn't matter. So long as they're all the same, and we just push them to fit, because if you push them to fit, it should just stay in place. Okay. There's that. Nice if this thing worked. Every now and then, which every now and then it decides not to. Problems with machinery now, or am I out of nails? No, I'm not out of staples. I should be good with staples. So you just need to staple it together. Hopefully we'll have a couple of staple guns going. Still not working for me. Oh, there's one there, but it's not coming out right. You get a better staple gun, I think. But this is what's going to happen. You're going to have all sorts of problems sometimes, anywhere, and you need to be able to solve them. Still not coming through. Oh, there's one. I've got it going, sir. No. Anyway, when you've got a proper staple gun going, not like this one that's not working too well, staple them all on. Make sure you hit them down with a hammer. Turn them over, and also put a staple in the other side, just to make it stronger. Now it's starting to work. turn it over, do your other sides. And if it all works well, that should be able to just sit on there. That should be able to just sit on there, and there's your little overhang there, 25 millimeters, and there's your overhang there. So, you need to make 5 of them using the cutting box system, stapling them together. That's how you do your roof trusses. We need to do 5 of them. Don't forget then we need to also calculate where our roof trusses sit. So we're going to do 5 of them, so we need to do a running measurement. So that's how you do the top chord and the webbing. So go and try that and see how you go.